Consistency is the key, but discipline is the soundboard. I was listening to a podcast recently and I heard these statistics that kind of shocked me, right? It was talking about how most podcasters aren't really consistent. So they'll start a podcast and then not, follow through with it. And I can't remember the numbers that they said, so I did my own research on it. And I want to share these statistics with you really quick. Statistically, it says 90% of podcasters don't get past their third episode. They don't get past recording and uploading 3 episodes, right? And out of that would mean that 1.8 million people who start a podcast quit. And then 90% will quit after 20 episodes. And it made me think. Now, they weren't that detailed in the podcast that I heard that was talking about the statistics, but I couldn't remember them. So I did my own research because it hit home, right? And it made me think about the number of times we aren't consistent in different things or different areas in our life. And one of the things I understand about consistency, it is key, right? Because there are many people who are doing something very similar to what you are doing. But what you don't realize is probably about 90% of those people will not be consistent. And so your consistency alone will put you ahead of the game, will put you ahead of the race, will create a compound effect that will eventually give you results. But the thing about consistency is that discipline is actually the soundboard for consistency. So if you followed me for any number of years, you know I love words, and I also like to connect them back to the Hebraic language. Now, I'm a kingdom believer, so that may be the reason, but I just kind of like to go a little deeper on meanings. And so I want to share with you the meaning of discipline. Now, before I get into the meaning, I want you to know why the word discipline rings a bell for me. So I created an academy probably some years ago now. I can't remember the exact years because it was a boot camp first and then it became an academy. So the exact time frame escapes me. But when I was thinking about what to name the academy, which is called 3D Success Academy for Women, the 3Ds stand for particular words, and they are destiny, dollars, and disciplines. I struggle with using the word discipline because one, the word discipline has kind of like this masculine energy. It can also give like a negative connotation, but I believe when I share with you what the definition of discipline is in Hebrew, it will change how you feel about the word discipline. So here we are. In Hebrew, the word discipline means sound mind, sound judgment. And I believe that in order for you to be consistent, you have to have a sound mind about what it is that you're wanting to be consistent on. You have to have sound judgment about what you're wanting to be consistent on. Here's what I mean by that. So if you don't think that that thing that you need to do is of importance, then you may not have sound judgment about it. Does that make sense? If you don't understand how doing that thing, learning that thing, equates to the desires that you have, then you may not have sound judgment as it relates to that particular thing. So one of the things that I did to, just up level my own consistency, I do notice a pattern in my life, though. If it's something I really, really desire, I'm there. I'm committed to it. I'm on it. But there are some things that I may not have known the importance of, but maybe I learned from a coach or someone who was teaching me that that thing was important and I needed to do it. I needed to develop a skill set for that. My thing was live streaming and video. And so I knew as I began to bring my coaching and consulting business online, I needed to be consistent, right? I needed some momentum. I needed to be able to share my value and have people to, understand, know, like, and trust who I am. So for 3 to 4 years, I posted every single day. I never missed a day. Now, I've missed a day here or there, uh, especially more recently. I was working on a personal project, and I realized because I had created that habit that I kind of felt off not doing it. It wasn't like necessary for me to post every single day, but I felt off because it had become a part of my discipline. It had become a part of who I am and how I show up as a marketing my business. But one of the things that we hear oftentimes when there's something that we need to do for our business or goal or something that we desire is, I don't have the time, right? Well, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. As I began to just really connect to being intentional about my growth, whether it was my life or my business, one of the first things I began to look at was what I was doing with my time. What I was doing with my time that was causing me not to be consistent on the things that were necessary, that were causing me to not have discipline in the areas that were necessary for the things I was saying that I desire. So if you have some things, some goals, some dreams, a vision that you have been saying that you desire, but you're feeling overwhelmed and consumed, or like you don't have the time, I want you to do this little exercise. Over the next 3 days, I want you to really take a close look at how you're spending your time. Every 30 minutes, hour, I know that may seem extreme, but sometimes the level of awareness about what we're really doing with our time is super important to be able to replace activities with what's really going to get us to the next level. And so as you go throughout your day over the next 3 days, I want you to keep a record. Every few hours, say, okay, what was I doing? There is a likelihood that you'll find many things that you're doing with your time that don't align with your values, that don't align with things that are going to really get you to the next place that you love or you desire, that dream, that vision, that goal that you have in your life, that next income goal that you desire. Now, I don't believe in your whole life is work. Literally, guys, I may work 1 to 2 hours on average in my business per day. And some days, not even that, right? But it has come over time because I've created systems. And there was a stage in my business and where I was figuring out what to be disciplined on, that I was busier than I am now until I gained a new level of awareness about what was actually important to be consistent on, what was actually moving the needle in my business and my life, whether it was my health. I love to ride my bike, and so many things consume us in our mind first. When we even think about the thought of doing the thing, we have all of these objections that are coming up, and sometimes it's because our life is consumed. One of the things that I'm adding to 3D Success Academy is an activity that will help you to determine how you need to declutter the current time that you have. We all have 24 hours, but what you're doing with your time. So there's a segment inside the Academy on time management. It's something that many people who come to me for support in their business struggle with. How do I do it all? One of the things that I'm adding to that time management portion is an activity that will allow you to declutter your time with things that aren't important. They aren't getting you to your next level. They aren't in alignment with what you say you desire. And so in the meantime, I want you to kind of start the process by really taking a look at what you're doing with your time. If you want to go deeper, you can join us inside 3D Success Academy and really deep dive into simplifying your life and your business by way of time. It's not like you're really managing time, but you're doing the best thing with your time for where it is that you desire to go. And that actually gives you a new level of freedom. Now, when you do this activity over the next 3 days, you may come to the realization that that thing that I said I desire, I really don't desire it. And that's okay too. But the awareness is huge because it takes pressure off of you. You may look at the things that you're doing as opposed to the thing that you say you want and say, in all honesty, I got to be honest with myself. I have to make this decision. That other thing really isn't priority for me. It really isn't important. And it's okay because it will be your truth. But on the other hand, many of you will do the exercise and say, hey, I need to find a way to declutter my time so that I am in alignment with the things that I say that I deserve and I desire. And so consistency is key, but discipline is the soundboard. And remember, discipline in Hebrew is a sound mind and sound judgment. And we can't have that if we haven't taken a look at what's before us, what's actually going on. And luckily for you, we are smack dab in the beginning of my 11/11 sale. And 3D Success Academy is currently at a promotional rate where you will get $1,111 off of the regular investment cost. There are installment options that you can choose. Every option has been attributed. The $1,111 has been attributed to each and every option. But if you choose the one-time option, you pay the one-time fee, you're actually VIP. And so you're going to get the same perks that you would if you paid the regular price. And for VIP, you get lifetime access to the Academy. Now, the Academy is a 12-month track. It's the ultimate growth track. It is presented from a holistic perspective, holistic meaning your whole life. We look at every aspect of who you are, your identity, your emotions, your relationships, all the things that really make up you, as well as the things that are going to help push your business to the next level, branding, marketing, all the things. And so it's the ultimate growth track for women. But if you do VIP and you do the one-time fee, you will gain lifetime access. I'm always adding new trainings and courses. Many of them have been courses that I've developed over the years. And as I grow and evolve, I add new concepts to those concepts that are previously in there, and you will have access to those. In addition, every month there is a live coaching session. And for as long as those bonus live coaching sessions are available, you'll have that opportunity as well. So remember, consistency is key, but discipline is soundboard. Discipline is the soundboard. And discipline in Hebrew is a sound mind and sound judgment. And so you got to be aware of what is on the table in order to have good judgment around it, in order to have a sound mind around it. Do the 3-day exercise. This is day 2 of the 11/11 sale, and an opportunity for you from November the 1st to November the 11th to take advantage of the promotions that are in the range of either $11.11, $100.11, or $1,111 discounted, which is 3D Success Academy. That's my take on today. Have a good one. Peace. Shalom.